before you get millions of views a month, make sure to do this one thing. I've been a content creator for the past 8 years, and I had months when I had millions and millions of views. However, I think there's a secret that will make it all worth it. And the way that I'm going to do it, I'm going to tell you the stories, I'm going to give you the lessons, and I'm going to give you a secret of mine. And I promise that after this video, you will be able to not only get the millions of views a month that you want, but you will get the most benefit out of it. And not only that, you will like it. So, the most important of all of these three is how to actually get it. So I've been a content creator for 8 years and I've been filming since I was 9. I was filming with my Nokia when I was 14. I realized that, well, there's something called YouTube, so I might as well use it. And I was making videos and it was like, dude, there's people who do what I want and what I love and what I used to do with my Nokia. Nobody was watching and they also get paid for it. That's the dream job. And that's what I was doing. I never stopped for 8 years. For the first 5 years, I didn't get any results. In fact, I got to 1,700 subscribers in the span of 5 years. Okay, so nothing crazy, nothing fancy. You're a normal guy from high school that makes YouTube videos. Sure. However, in the 6 months that literally after that, I was getting millions and millions of views every single month. In fact, I had a streak, as an example on TikTok, that every video that I uploaded was getting 1 million views plus. And every time I look back, I think it all comes down to this one thing, which is knowledge. And look, before you go here too fast and you're like, oh, I knew it, I have to listen to all of those podcasts from Mr. Beast and Colin and Samir and all of these people. I did all of that, sure, but no, it's not that. And I'm not speaking about knowledge about just YouTube or about content creation, about human psychology, about you. I'm talking about only you. Knowledge about who you are, who you've been. For me, I used the experience that I got from those 5 years and I condensed it in every video in those next 6 months, which gave me the leverage over everyone else. And also, I already have built a small but loyal followers that they gave me the first push, so the algorithm always think that this is an awesome video, it's getting a lot of views in the first few minutes, the first few hours, so to push it to a lot of people. So you're gonna say to myself, there's two options here. You're gonna whether say, well, I've been doing YouTube for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and I can look at the data and analyze which ones that gave me the best results and just do that. And the other chance is you didn't upload videos. If you didn't, the answer is simple. Go make videos as much as you can. Don't stop. Just make as much as you can. And look, it's according to your preferences, whether you want to make long form, short form, you want to make them on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on it, whatever it is. Just do more volume. Just do as much as humanly possibly you can, not in only like 1 week, 10 days, 1 month. You literally have to need a strong data. So you go for 1 year and make an absurd number to get to. And here, sure, you can look at some information out there from big YouTubers that will give you just the number, the specific number of videos to upload. As an example, Mr. Beast says that you have to upload 100 videos, and you in video number 101, talk to me about results, talk to me about quality, and how to make your videos better, and just make your videos better every day. And there's other people that say different things. Go, look whatever you want, but don't stress about anything else. Don't stress about thumbnails, scripting, about titles, about whatever. Stress about one thing is how to make consistent volume. Sure, now you've done that, and if you have already made 5 years, 7 years of content, then you probably have gotten up some sort of volume. So if it's been a long time since you've done volume, do it. You have to do it too. because you don't only need some old volume, because there is a chance that that doesn't work in the way that I'm going to show you. And in my experience, it is the best way. So you might as well follow that. So the way you're going to do it is you're going to be consistent for a long time. And basically the main thing about consistency is just volume. So if you do this, let's say 1 month you upload crazy amount of videos, the next month something happens, you don't, fine. As long as you make volume on the long term. So let's say in 1 year and you say, I'm going to make, it depends on you, I'm not going to even say 100 videos like Mr. Beast said. You have to make 100 videos. So if one month you made 14 videos and 1 month you made 7 and another month you made 2, as long as you get to 100 a year, sure, just do whatever it is. That is a consistency. Now we understand that. So you have to do consistency. So when you get at the end, you will not just find it magically, like everyone is describing. Consistency, you have to do a lot and make every video better. Sure, show me how can I make every video better. They will never show you because they don't want you to fucking succeed. Here's how to do it. You're gonna do volume. When you do the volume, you stop. I'm not telling you to stop uploading. I'm just telling you to think. You have to analyze all of it. And you have to make it data. If there is one thing that helped me throughout the 8 years of me content creating, it's almost a decade of content creation, it's data that I have. I'm pretty sure that if I have the data of Mr. Beast, I can do the same. If I had the data of anyone, I can do the same. The only thing is that you can only get data from your own self. So you have to do the volume so you can have the data. Then you have volume. Let's say 1 year later, or if you've been doing volume already, you will analyze it on a spreadsheet and you will write down all the videos and you will see. You will type the date, the video topic, and the amount of views it got. You can add something if you think it's important. But at this point, that's all what matters. And you're going to put all the videos on the spreadsheet and you make sort by the number of views. So you make the bigger numbers at the top, the lower, and look, you can do whatever you want. It's like if you want to do it in paper, I don't care. For myself, I'm going to do a spreadsheet. And you can tell AI to do it for you. I don't give a fuck, just do it. You do that. Then you ask yourself, what's the best 10% of my videos, the best in results, have in common? What's the worst have in common? What did I do here and I didn't do in the rest 90%? And what did I do here that I didn't do in the best 90%? So the goal is not to do the worst 10%, that's a no-no, you can never do that again. And the best goal is to make everything else that you will do from the analysis that you did to the best 10%. So the gap in between, you make it closer so everything goes up. This is the only way. Once you do this, you pull volume again, but now you make volume but adapt it. So you're gonna say, let's say, whatever, you make the same volume, but now you add the stuff that you got in. So if you find that your best videos are gaming videos, make every video gaming. If you find the worst videos are vlogs, never do vlogs again, etc. And the list goes on, and you can do whatever it's like you just analyze and look. What are the differences? It can be anything. It can be the way, what you're wearing, what you're saying, the way you're saying it, the place, the time, you, who is with you. It can be anything because it's data. To prove that it's actually what makes the difference, you're going to pull it to the test. You do volume with now the adapted version. A few months later or a volume later, you look back and you analyze them and you say, okay, now in those adapted version, you do the same process. 10%, low percent, what's the difference? And you keep going. So this is like, if there's only one lesson that I learned from the 8 years If there's only one lesson that I learned from almost a decade of making content, is making volume, analyze it. So you gather the data, you analyze, you make the decisions, then you get those decisions, you do volume again, but you're applying those decisions. You do that, then you repeat the cycle. So you go back and you see those new videos, what is the best? What is the worst? So you analyze, you make decisions, you do that again. This is the only way that I've seen in my data of almost a decade now that it can work, and it can give you not only good results, whatever that means for you, but it will give you an earned way to get there. So instead of watching a podcast about a trick that you can do in the algorithm that will give you just pumped up 1 million views, one video, then you're like, oh, well, now I don't know what to do. So am I dependent on the podcast to see what I should do? No, you should not do that. So do what I'm telling you. Look at your own data. Be your own source. Alex Hormozi has recently said this in his story. Someone asked him, he said, who is the biggest mentor that teaches you a lot, especially when you were beginning? He said it was data. It is data, and it will be data. These people that hate data, like Andrew Tate, I just saw a video about he does not believe in the data. If we're going to make that as an argument, he was not talking about this type of data. Okay, he was talking about the data that you just find on the internet. It's unverified data. This is self-analysis. Even Andrew Tate talks about it all the time on his Twitter page. So I'm not here giving you the only reasons. I'm literally giving you my data. It's my most precious, valuable item that I earned from 10 years. Close to 10 years, almost a decade of making YouTube videos. And I'm giving it to you right now for free. So if you want to get those millions of views that you want a month, which is something I did. In the past month, I got over 1 million views on all my platforms combined, okay? And it's not something that I brag about, it's just something that I earned. Because I look at the data and I'm just like, okay, the best 10% are like this, so I must just do that 10%, the characteristic, and do it in every single video that I'm gonna upload after that. So it's not like I'm a genius or just came up with this knowledge that nobody has, or I know the algorithm better than anybody else, but it's simply, I did volume, looked at the data, analyze it, find decisions, do it again, and go through feedback loops. This is really all what I found out from almost a decade of making YouTube videos. However, I think this alone might not get you to the point you want. If you want to make millions of views, no matter what. So I told you here, this is the earned version. If you want to get the I don't give a fuck version, you can do that too. I'm gonna show you how. So there's one period in my life, in almost a decade of making YouTube videos, there was one period in almost a decade of making YouTube videos that I was getting more than 4 million views a month, every month consistently for like few months. The only thing that differentiates those is I was completely unauthentic, but I was authentic to whatever works. So you're gonna see a video that got so much views, you're gonna completely copy it, copy paste. You're gonna add twists, whatever, you already know that. But it's like you copy paste. Don't be too creative, just copy paste. And do it on what you can. And basically, usually, what happens is, if you copy paste, it's already different. Even if you copy paste, you're not copying the script, you're copying the ideas, the principles, what makes those videos grow. And that's really what it is. So as an example, for me, in that period, I was looking at TikTok and it was analyzing TikToks. And I found out that there is this trend that happens to be everywhere and getting millions of views around the world, which was, do this, I'll give you this. Okay? It's like, if you make me laugh, I'll give you $5. And there's someone who has a sign in public, and the video has 5 million views. And I realized that it was everywhere. So I said, okay, how can I do that? Well, I'm gonna say, if you finish the music, I'm gonna give you $5. But I'm gonna do it in Moroccan. So there's not a lot of people doing that. In fact, nobody was doing that. If there is one person that does it rarely. So I do that and got 1 million views. Okay, let's do something similar. If the same idea, okay, that works. You cry, you get $5. Oh, that's crushed. And they go through the same thing. That is the only period in my life, in almost a decade of making content, where I got 4 million views a month. So if you want to get those views no matter what, this is how you do it. You just look at the best videos, you do the same unauthentically. However, I don't recommend that because it's not sustainable. And look, before I know, a lot of people will be like, there's nothing that's sustainable. You have to be unsustainable, you have to be unbalanced for you to go there. When there's a plant that goes up, it has to grow and... Sure, it has to pedal the gas and it has to fly. I mean that, I know. That's literally what I said in the first time. The first time is way harder than this. But the thing is, unauthentically it will give you way worse consequences. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me from an experience. The following months that happened after me getting those 4 million views a video or a month literally was so horrible that I hated when someone recognized me in public. Because I didn't earn my way there. I just hacked my way there. And that's why you see all of these micro people who have few hundred thousand followers gets up and you're like, dude, this guy is on the uprise, and they just disappear. Up and coming this, they just disappear. The reason behind it is being authentic. And if you're doing content, this is a big one. The only thing to know the only thing to see if you're a content creator, to know if you're actually authentic or not, is how you feel when people recognize you in public. If you love it, you're authentic. If you hate it, unauthentic. There is nothing else. The more you love it, the more authentic. It means your content is you, is authentic to you. So when people recognize you, you feel pride, you feel proud of yourself. On the other side is if you hate it. This means you feel as like this personality disorder. What they've seen you on social media is not what they're seeing you now. That's the reason why you hate it. That's the reason why I hate it at that point. You don't want to be here because it will not only be unsustainable, but it will be a torture. And people sometimes might even call you names or be completely rude because you're not authentic. And people are way smarter than what you think, and also they're very, very experienced at knowing if someone is authentic or not. In fact, you do the same thing too. And that is the big thing. That is the big of a deal that everyone does. So you have to comprehend this. But there is one principle that without it, you can never achieve what you want. The number one thing, there is a make or break for content creation, in my experience of almost a decade, is who you create content with. So if you create content on your own, sure, do whatever you want. Usually, you need people. Because, as Steve Jobs said it, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with people. You want to go far and fast. So you look at the people that are with you. In that period, when it was getting 4 million views a month, not only was unauthentic and all of that, but also I had teammates that I was convincing to be my sort of employees or my friends, whatever you want to call it. They were helping me in the business. So that's I call employees. And also they didn't invest, and that's what the difference between a founder and an employee. So employees. The thing is, they helped me to get those 4 million views. And he also gave me those feedback loops. The thing is, you may or may not have that accessible to you. If you want to speedrun the way, you have to do that. You have to look for people that can help you. For me, I did it wrong. I just looked for the first person that he had any clue about what YouTube is, and he has made few videos in his life, and I said, you're gonna be my teammate. You're gonna join my team. On the other hand, on the other period that I did, it was getting someone expert who had more experience, who had 4 years more of an experience than me in making or in creating content. And that what got me to the highest ROI video up to date. It has 3.3 million views on YouTube and generated 43,000 subscribers, a singular video. If there is only one thing that I learned, if there is only one lesson that I learned from my most popular video that is over 3.3 million views and gave me more than 43,000 subscribers, is this: you have to know who are you working with. The only connection that got me to do that thing is a great of a connection. I collaborated with someone who had not only specified knowledge in what I want, but also believed in what I want, in my dreams, and whatever it is. Also looks for long term, so he has long-term goals. And in addition to all of that, he is loyal. Our collaboration, it worked fantastically because I had a specified knowledge, he has specified knowledge, we were completing each other. And that's why we got to the point to make one of the highest ROI investments or videos of a decade span of creating content. Okay, he's more than a decade, right? He's more than a decade. I am almost a decade in creating content, and I'm pretty sure that we will both agree that it was the highest return on investment video on YouTube that we have ever uploaded. So look, you have always the chance, you have always the choice. Do you want this or you don't? For me, any day of the week, out of the almost a decade of me creating content, there is one thing that I will always choose any day of the week, is to earn my way instead of just trend hacking. It's fine, trend hack, sure, but just don't hack your way in unethical way, because that will not only last forever, but it will give you damage. It will literally damage you more. It will do harm more than good. And what I mean by earn, you have to do volume, analyze it, you have to do a lot of volume. Then you do a big, huge analysis of all the data you have, and you look at the best 10%, the worst 10%. You see what you were doing in the best 10%, what you were doing also in the worst 10%. You're going to eliminate the 10%, so everything that you did there, you're never going to do it again. And what you did in the best 10%, that's what you want to be doing in the rest of the videos. And every time you have to go back, collect the data, analyze, make decisions. And this is the feedback loop that you want to be in. And look, I showed you my data. I'm giving you my data, which is my most important asset. I don't gatekeep. And as I promised, from this video, you are able now, immediately, to go and make however views you want to get in a month. But also, I give you one important, is how you do it the right way. And you can do it. The good thing, you can do it now, and you don't need any other information. And what you've seen here, you can never unseen. So you might as well subscribe.